Hi everyone, this is Board Games and Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now I want to talk to you about Mint Cooperative, which is a brand new game coming to you from 524 Labs. They are the people who brought you Mintworks. This one in particular was made by Brian Lewis and Jon Gilmour, and his name is associated with Dinosaur Island and Dead of Winter. Now what you have here is a survival co-op game kind of in the vein of Pandemic, where you're trying to save this land from a deck of troubles, and you're trying to encounter 3 mayhem cards that are the really bad cards before this counter gets all the way to the end at spot 27. Now, when you deal with this, you're going to be rolling die. The face of the die is going to give you specific things you can do. You have a boss of different levels you're dealing with. They dictate how the game is going to play. You have characters that are color-coded and they all have their own abilities. And then every round, you're going to get a secondary power that you may use. The way this tracker moves up and causes bad things to happen is based on how many exclamation points are showing on these cards at the time that the troubles come out. So, what do you do in the game? Well, your purpose really is to lay mints down and cover up exclamation points. And this little guide is going to tell you what to do. Okay, so when I roll my die, if I roll a 1, it means I can put 1 mint down wherever I am. So in the example of the purple person, Gumdrop Gully, if I put 1 down, that'd be a really good move. It would not be a good move for Spearmint Springs because I'd put it here, and it doesn't really cover up any exclamation points. Okay, so if I rolled a 1, the purple guy would want to use it. If I have a 2, I would put down 2 mints. That helps more people. If I roll a 3, I can run and mint. Run means move to an adjacent card, as opposed to fly, which means go wherever you want. If I roll a 4, I may fly, then reduce panic, which is this tracker here, by 3. 5 will activate a heroic feat, and the heroic feat is what is on these cards. Okay, for example, if I look at my purple person, the heroic feat here says add mints to your current town until no exclamation points are exposed, then reduce the panic by the number of mints added. Okay, the red person says up to 3 times you may move, drop a mint, and then add 1 mint in your final location. And the green person says in any order you may fly to another town and activate the villain's special effect, which we'll talk about in a second. Lastly, if you roll a 6, you get to activate the special power of the villain on the board. Now, you also have these cards that come out once every round. Okay, you get 1 card. Here, it says if you roll a 4, you may fly to a location and add mints until no exclamation points are exposed. That's really good on places like Freshness Falls and Peppermint Pines because the exclamation point is all the way at the end. This one here is if you roll the number 3, you may apply it here. It says reveal the next 3 trouble cards and then put them back in any order you want. I haven't really used that one. And then this one is number 5. It says reveal a trouble card and process it by adding mints instead of subtracting. That's very useful. Okay, last thing we got to see is what the boss does. Okay, so the boss is going to do a couple different things, and I'm going to use the easiest boss as the example and then explain what the others do. So this is Nick O'Teen. It says put your panic on level 4 to start, which I've already done. And it says there's no additional setup. Typically, when you get to the next harder bosses, they want you to take leftover trouble cards and make an event deck, okay? And when we look at these cards, oh my goodness, look at this one. What it says, a trouble card in general will say, take 1 mint from all of these locations and then raise the panic level by the number of exposed exclamation points on the red locations. That actually would have been a really tragic one. When it is used as an event deck, what you're going to do is place a token on the card that has a gas cloud on it. So in this case, it would go there. It is always going to be Mintopia City in this layout because this layout is very specific. Whenever you play, the purple goes on top, the green, the red, the beige, the blue, the orange, the gray in the bottom, okay? And then the effect of the boss would occur in that city. It may say something like if you have a worker there, you don't get a turn or something like that, all right? Now, I'm going to turn this over and it's going to tell you what to do when you roll certain things. And this is depending on the boss card. They're all different. I'm going to let you explore that and see what happens. But generally, the rule of rolling the die and the order that you take steps in the game is 1, you give everyone a superpower, 2, roll the die, 3, resolve the troubles. That's what this is. 4 is people take their actions. That's also a little different than Pandemic, and I can kind of appreciate that. So if I roll a bunch of dice and everything is 3 or below, nothing happens, okay? If I roll all the dice, something is above 3 and they're all different, a single trouble happens. In this case, that means resolve 1 card, all right? Then what this says is double trouble. In this case, if I roll something is above 3 and 2 of the dice match, I resolve 2 trouble cards. And in this case, I have a 1, I have a 3, and a 6. So I have something that matches. I'm going to resolve 2 cards. Triple threat. This happens if something is above 3 and you have 3 faces. In this case, what I would say is resolve 2 trouble cards, then remove 1 of the dies from the pool. That's important because it limits your actions after, okay? Then lastly, if you have a 6, you have the option of doing this. And this is cold turkey, reduce regional panic by 3. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they don't feel that great, but they're usually good and use it against your boss, okay? So I'm going to put that back here. I'll actually put it down face up so we can use that. Okay, so step 1 was give us powers. Step 2, roll the die. Step 3 is resolving the die. So I have these cards and now I have to resolve them. So okay, what it's saying is remove a die from Spearmint Springs, done. Resolve 1 and remove from Cinnamon Center, also done. Remove, oh my goodness, from Peppermint Pines, eek. And now from Freshness Falls, oh my goodness me. Okay, so I removed 1 from all those locations. Now I count up how many exposures I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, I just jumped up to 12. Okay, so on the first card, I've already jumped up to 12. I mean, the track only goes to 27. So you can see this kind of ramps up super quickly, okay? Let's just pull another random card here. Let's do this one and see what this tragedy is going to do to us. That was from earlier. Let's pretend that was the second card that we drew for our troubles. It says remove 1 from everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 1 goes from here. 1 goes from here. 1 goes from here. Eee. From there. From there. From there. My goodness. How is this possible? All right, that's got to go too. I feel like I've already behind the 8 ball here. Okay, let's see what we have for exposure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more. Wow, I'm at 24. Wow, that certainly escalated quickly, didn't it? Okay, so we have done that. All right, now I get to use these die and do something. Okay, so what are my options? Well, let's just say that the purple person is going to go first. The option of 1s, 3s, or a 6. Okay, 6 is going to reduce the panic by 3. So you are going to do that. You're going to take that 24 and reduce it to 21. We need a little breathing room there. Yes, indeedy. Okay, 3, mint and run is an option, or reveal the next 3 trouble cards and then place them back in any order. I don't really mind that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this person, red, is going to run and mint, and what that does is it covers up 1 exclamation point. That's what we want, okay? Now, the purple person has the option of 1 or 3. 1 will drop a mint here. 3 again will run and mint. In general, it's better to have your workers kind of in these locations because when you do the run, you have more land you can cover. So I might want to get my green kind of into the middle. But, you know, I already have someone there. Let's just go over here. We're going to go over here. We're going to run and mint again, okay? And that was that person's choice. Now, once you've done that and you have 1 die left, you kind of start the whole process again. Now, this is important to note because the game says it is from 1 to 5 players, okay? If you are a 1 person, you are going to play as 3 characters. If you're playing with 2 people, each of you is going to take 2 characters. If you are playing with 3, that's the sweet spot. everyone's going to be one person. Okay, so everyone gets one of these cards, and then you have a leftover die. If you're playing with 4 or 5, what happens is the first 3 people get stunts. And when there's a die, you just shuffle. So first 1, 2, and 3 would go, and then for the next round, it shifts over. It's going to be 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 4, 5, and it kind of keeps moving like that. Okay, well, anyway, I've gone ahead and I've done my actions, okay? So that is over. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start over, and I'm going to give us all new stunts. So what do we have here? The purple person has a number 3 option that says all players may run to a valid location, reduce the regional panic by 2. For 4, it says the red person may add mints to each adjacent town equal to its exposure. Right, so like if this one here has 2 exposed exclamation marks, I can put 2 there. Very good. And then lastly, the green person has a 5. It says do the special action, in this case, which is reducing the panic by 3. Then re-roll the action I used for this stunt and add it back to the pool. Okay, well, that's pretty good too. Okay, so I put those down. Now I have to roll the die, and we're going to see what the trouble is going to be. Hopefully we'll get a panic soon, and we can see how that's going to really change things. Okay, I have a 1, a 5, and a 5. Holy moly. Okay, I am above 3, so it is not no action. I have matching die, so it's not a single action, but I do have pairs. Now, regardless of the number of pairs, because 3 don't match, I don't have that big threat, but that means I have to resolve 2 cards. Boom, and the first card I pull is a mayhem. And what that means is I got to count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and all right, I already lost the game. Well, that was fast and a good example. Now, that was, pure luck how that came up. When you're choosing your people, you kind of want to make sure that your people are a little bit more spread out so you can manage the area a little bit more. But I specifically chose the top 3 so you could see, what would occur if you were nice and tight like that. So anyway, these games are taking about 20 minutes to play. I would say the sweet spot really is the 3 count. That's probably my favorite because everyone gets their own stunt card. And it's a lot of fun deciding this or that or that or that or that or that, all the different options. Do I want to do this here? Do I want to activate my power here? Do I want to do the stunt card? I better use it now because it might go away. And as you move up in the rank of the cards, they get much more difficult in an exhilarating way. So once again, that's Mint Cooperative. If you are a fan of MintWorks, I think you're going to like this one a lot. It's a great game to keep in your backpack. MintWorks is always with me. This will too. It goes in there with Love Letter and all those games that you just want to have around so you can break out when the time is right. If you have questions about the gameplay, please let me know. I've played it a ton and would love to tell you about it. And until then, friends, take care. Bye.